What's up, guys? In today's video, I go over EVH and Peavey. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Torres, and you guys know I have a ton of amps, and actually, let me move this a little bit. All right, there they go. It's a bunch of amps. You know, I get guys that ask me, like, hey, which is your favorite amp? And it's hard to kind of describe because they all have different voicings. Some do things a little better than others. To start off, and I know this video is going to be about my EVHs and my Peaveys, my number one favorite amp that I have is my Bogner Uberschall Rev Blue. That thing is a monster. So, setting that aside, I'm actually going to be going over my EVH 5150 3 Stealth 50 watt. Then I'm going to run my EVH 5153 EL34, followed by the original, my Peavey 5150, and then going over to my Peavey 6505 Plus. Funny thing, I actually yesterday bought a Peavey 6505, which is basically a 5150, but I figured, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and get all four amps. So if you know anyone that has a Peavey 5152, let them know that I'm looking for one. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 1996 ESP Horizon Custom, and we're starting again with the EVH Stealth. Stay tuned. Okay, so the one thing that I kind of realized is amps like the 5150 Stealth, you can actually go straight guitar right into the amp. I'm on the red channel, and that's it for days. That's it. That's all you need. If you feel like using a noise gate, you can. You definitely don't need it because it's fairly quiet, but, you know, some guys are all into their noise gates, I being one of them. But none of the amps are actually going to have any noise gates. You can actually hear what it sounds like. And so, you know what? I actually was thinking of using a pedal with each amp, but I'm actually just going to go direct so you guys can hear what that sounds like. So, let's hear this guy. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to gauge what the red channel, that's really all I ever use, is the red channel on the EVHs, and same with the Peaveys. So, but again, it's crazy. Like with this amp, you really don't need a noise gate. Like it's not one of those amps that just, it's not like my MT15, that thing, that little guy right there. What? Dude, that thing is the noisiest little monster on the planet. You need a, and it's the reason why I have an ISP G-string because you have to run it both in the front and through the effects loop. If not, noise all day, dude. So I hope Paul Reed Smith goes ahead and changes that for the MT100 that's coming out, and maybe they'll have a new version of the MT15, and we'll just call it an MT35 because that's what that one basically rates at. So I'm going to use my EVH 5153 EL34 using the red channel, and you guys can hear what that sounds like. Okay, so now I'm running the EVH 5150 50 watt EL34. The settings are exactly the same as I had on my Stealth, nothing different. Coming out of the same Celestion or Mesa with Celestion V30s. And let's have a listen with this guy. So the one thing that I can basically tell, you know, here in my little domain is the EL34, the gain is almost a little rounder, not as harsh, but that's also because the Stealth comes with 6L6 tubes instead of EL34s, which are naturally just not as harsh, not as brittle sounding, and that's basically the reason why my Mesas are all loaded with EL34s. It's such a high gain amp that using a 6L6 for me, in my ears, it's almost too harsh. So even though my Mesa rectifiers, the Stiletto is an EL34, my rectifiers, you can use EL34s or 6L6s, and I did have 6L6s in them, and then just swapped it out and just seriously just liked EL34s that much better. So next up is going to be my Peavey 5150. That is the signature, and then shooting over to the 6505 Plus. Okay, so now that I've plugged into my Peavey 5150, I actually have the settings exactly the same as I had in the EVH Stealth and the EVH EL34, and you know, they're just crazy, incredible high gain amps that have just been around, and they kind of are voiced in the same ballpark. So let's have a listen with this guy. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my Peavey 6505 Plus, which is basically the equivalent of the 5152, along with the Peavey 6505 that I just ordered. It's basically the 5150. So, let's, these amps are sick. So, you know, it almost doesn't matter when they were made. They're just incredible amps. So, you know, I kind of, at this point, feel that it almost doesn't matter what you get. You're still going to be in that ballpark because, of course, this is the brainchild of James Brown. So, okay, guys, so there you have it. 4 amplifiers, 2 EVHs, the EVH 5153, EL34, and the Stealth, along with the Peavey 5150 and the Peavey 6505 Plus. Which one did you like the most? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Which one is mine? You know, I kind of feel that they're in the ballpark, right? So, but for me, I absolutely love the EVH Stealth, just because, I don't know, just playing around with the different channels. They're a little more, the attack when you're playing, is a little more, it's just, you hear it clearer, and it's definitely more separated as far as notes go, and it's not as I can't even use the word muddy because it's not muddy. But if you have a Peavey, then you already know that there's like a slight little fizz. You know, that isn't as pronounced in the Stealth, and actually exists with the EL34 and both Peaveys. So if you wanted to buy something fairly inexpensive, you can go with the Peavey 5150 or the 6505 Plus. You're not going to go wrong with either of them. If you want to get something that's new, definitely go for the EVH Stealth. It's a great amp. If you get the chance to buy something like an EL34 for $500 or $600, dude, you're going to love that. And keep in mind that on all 4, again, I was using only the red channel. The blue channel in the EVH 5153 EL34 needs to have the C137 capacitor clipped, which is a 1000 watt? 1000 whatever. So yeah, you have to clip that in order for the blue channel to sound fine. So, but guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably, I'll definitely do an unveiling once I get my 6505 in, and hopefully at some point I'll find a 5152, and I'll do one big giant shootout. So guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button if you watched this video and you liked it. And You know, like I said in yesterday's video, dude, I play dad chord. That's all I do. Yo, and I'm happy. Wah, wah, little heart, you see that? So, I don't know. What am I going to say next? You can't go wrong with any of these amps, legit. You know, just go with your budget. If you can shell out, you know, $1,300, get the Stealth. If you get the chance to buy any of these other ones used, you just can't go wrong. You're in the same ballpark. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you're not going to get something that a guy with the Stealth is necessarily far from. You know, they're all in that same ballpark, and they're just different players on the same team. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And as usual, I will talk to you guys soon.